Hello everyone, welcome to Sujitra's online reading channel. Are you feeling stressed? You're not the only one. Stress is a natural feeling of not being able to cope with specific demands and events. People react differently to stressful situations. What is stressful for one person may not be stressful for another, and almost any event can potentially cause stress. For some people, just thinking about a trigger or several smaller triggers can cause stress. There is no identifiable reason why one person may feel less stressed than another when facing the same stressor. Mental health conditions such as depression or a building sense of frustration, injustice, and anxiety can make some people feel stressed more easily than others. Previous experiences may affect how a person reacts to stressors. Common major life events that can trigger stress are like job issues or retirement, lack of time or money, bereavement, family problems, illness, moving home, relationships, marriage, divorce, etc. Other commonly reported causes of stress are abortion or pregnancy loss, driving in heavy traffic or fear of an accident, fear of crime or problems with neighbors, pregnancy, excessive noise, overcrowding and pollution, uncertainty or waiting for an important outcome. Some people experience ongoing stress after a traumatic event such as an accident or some kind of abuse. Doctors will diagnose this as PTSD. But what you may not know is that stress isn't always a bad thing. In some cases, like when you are starting a new job or planning a big event like a wedding, stress can help you focus, motivate you to do well, and even improve your performance. But some of the reasons stress can be positive in these situations is that it's short term and it's helping you get through a challenge you know you can handle. However, stress can become a chronic condition if a person does not take steps to manage it. Experiencing stress over the long term, however, can take a real physical and mental toll on your health. Research has shown a connection between stress and chronic problems like high blood pressure, obesity, depression, and more. Stress can serve an important purpose and can even help you survive. For our ancestors, stress was a helpful motivator for survival, allowing them to avoid real physical threats. That's because it makes your body think it's in danger and triggers that fight or flight survival mode. Fight or flight mode refers to all the chemical changes that go on in your body to get it ready for physical action. In some cases, these changes can also make you freeze. While this stress response can still help us survive dangerous situations, it's not always an accurate response, and it's usually caused by something that's not actually life threatening. That's because our brains can't differentiate between something that is a real threat and something that's a perceived threat. Environmental factors that trigger this reaction are called stressors. Examples are like noises, aggressive behavior, a speeding car, scary moments in movies, or even going out on a first date. Feelings of stress tend to increase in tandem with the number of stressors. When you encounter a stressor, whether it's an angry bear or an unreasonable deadline, a chain of events kicks off in your brain. First, the amygdala, an area of your brain that processes emotion, gets information about the stressor through your senses. If it interprets that information as something threatening or dangerous, it sends a signal to your brain's command center known as the hypothalamus. The hypothalamus connects to the rest of your body through the autonomic nervous system. This controls automatic functions like your heartbeat and breathing through two different systems, the sympathetic and the parasympathetic. The sympathetic nervous system triggers the fight or flight response, giving you the energy you need to respond to a threat. The parasympathetic does the opposite. It allows your body to go into rest and digest mode so that you can feel calm when things are safe. When your hypothalamus gets a signal from your amygdala that you are in danger, it sends signals to the adrenal glands and activates your sympathetic nervous system. The adrenals pump out adrenaline, causing your heart to beat faster, forcing more blood into your muscles and organs. Your breathing might also quicken and your senses might get sharper. Your body will also release sugar into your bloodstream, sending energy to all different parts. Next, the hypothalamus activates a network called the HPA axis, which is made up of the hypothalamus, pituitary, and adrenals. This can cause these areas to release more stress hormones, including cortisol, which forces your body to stay wired and alert. The National Institute of Mental Health recognized two types of stress, that is, the acute and the chronic. Acute is a type of stress that is short term and usually the more common form of stress. Acute stress often develops when people consider the pressures of events that have recently occurred or face upcoming challenges in the near future. For example, a person may feel stressed about a recent argument or an upcoming deadline. However, the stress will reduce or disappear once a person resolves the argument or meets the deadline. Acute stressors are often new and tend to have clear and immediate solution. Even with the more difficult challenges that people face, there are possible ways to get out of the situation. Chronic stress is a type of stress that develops over a long period and is very harmful. Ongoing poverty, a dysfunctional family, or an unhappy marriage are examples of such situations that can cause chronic stress. It occurs when a person can see no way to avoid their stressors and stop seeking solutions. A traumatic experience early in life may also contribute to chronic stress. Chronic stress makes it difficult for the body to return to a normal level of stress hormone activity, which can contribute to problems in the following systems like cardiovascular, respiratory, sleep, immune, reproductive. A constant state of stress can also increase a person's risk of type 2 diabetes, high blood pressure, and heart disease. Depression, anxiety, and other mental health disorders such as PTSD can develop when stress becomes chronic. Chronic stress can continue unnoticed as people can become used to the feeling of getting agitated and hopeless. It can become part of an individual's personality and their life, making them constantly prone to the effects of stress regardless of the scenarios that they encounter. People with chronic stress are at risk of having a final breakdown that can lead to suicide, violent actions, a heart attack, or a stroke. A study in 2012 found that the stressors that parents experience, such as financial troubles or managing a single parent household, may also lead to obesity in their children. Emotional reactions are like anger, burnout, concentration issues, fatigue, a feeling of insecurity, forgetfulness, irritability, nail biting, restlessness, sadness. These are all behaviors associated with children, more commonly found in children, and even sometimes food cravings and eating too much or too little, sudden angry outbursts, drug and alcohol misuse, higher tobacco consumption, etc. If stress becomes chronic, it can lead to several complications, as we discussed earlier. A doctor will typically diagnose stress by asking an individual about their symptoms and life events. stress. Diagnosing stress can be challenging because it depends on many factors. Doctors have used questionnaires, biomedical measures, and physiological techniques to identify stress. However, these may not be objective or effective. The most direct way to diagnose stress and its effects on a person is through a comprehensive, stress oriented, face to face interview. Doctors will not usually prescribe medications for coping with stress unless they are treating an underlying illness such as depression or an anxiety disorder. In such cases, they may prescribe an antidepressant. However, there is a risk that the medication will only mask the stress rather than help the person deal with it. Antidepressants can also have adverse effects, and they may worsen some and bring in some complications such as low libido, etc. Developing coping strategies before stress becomes chronic or severe can help an individual manage new situations and maintain their physical and mental health. People who are already experiencing overwhelming stress should definitely seek medical assistance. Here are some tips to manage stress. People may find that the following lifestyle measures can help them manage or prevent stress induced feelings of being overwhelmed. Exercise, which is something very important, reducing the intake of alcohol, drugs, and caffeine. Nutrition, proper nutrition, a healthful, balanced diet containing plenty of fruits and vegetables can help maintain the immune system at times of stress. A poor diet can lead to ill health and additional stress. Priority management, it may help to spend a little time organizing a daily to-do list and focusing on urgent or time-sensitive tasks. Time, people should set aside some time to organize their schedules, relax, and pursue their own interests. Breathing and relaxation, yoga, relaxation techniques, these are all very helpful in managing stress. Talking, sharing feelings and concerns with family, friends, and work colleagues may help a person let off steam and reduce feelings of isolation. Other people may be able to suggest unexpected workable solutions to the stressor. Acknowledging the signs and symptoms, a person can be so anxious about the problem causing the stress that they do not notice the effects on their body. It is important to be mindful of any changes. That's for today. Hope by now we are aware what stress is and how to manage it effectively. Do like, share, and subscribe my channel for more such updates. Thank you. Bye bye. This is Sujitra.